Hi, I'm Rick Green. A common characteristic of people with ADHD is avoiding doing things, procrastinating, not over everything, just some things. Sometimes we procrastinate and delay because something is too complex, too big, or it involves too many steps to keep track of. Maybe it requires special knowledge that we don't have or a particular skill we haven't developed. And then, of course, there's the emotional reasons that we procrastinate. We don't trust or like the people involved, or there's dire consequences if we do it wrong, getting demoted, fired, or no dessert. And there can also be dire consequences if we do something correctly. Well, thank you for filing your income tax forms for the last 5 years. I've gone over them. Everything's in order. You owe $186,000 in back taxes plus $137,000 in fines and interest. How will you be paying, sir? So there are a lot of good reasons to procrastinate, or not good, not logical, sensible. Let's just say they're understandable. But what about the simple, routine, doable stuff, the simple stuff, brushing your teeth after each meal, recycling the box from your new Instapot, quick things. Why do these petty, piddling, picayune trivialities produce that, not now, I'll get the socks later. I mean, these are mundane no-brainers. And for me, that's the problem. Now, Dr. William Dodson, a legendary pioneer in understanding ADHD, wondered why his clients procrastinated and prevaricated, couldn't get motivated, or abandoned things after starting them. Sometimes, other times, they managed to work on tasks, stick with them, complete them, done and dusted. And of course, Dr. Dodson was intrigued, curious to know what made the difference. It's a question that every one of us who has ADHD wants answered. So he asked his clients, if you're able to get engaged in something and stay engaged, has there ever been anything that you couldn't do? And most of his clients agreed that if they could get engaged, engrossed, immersed in something and get going, actively interested, they could do almost anything. Getting started? Once you're engaged and moving forward, procrastination is replaced by motivation. I have found this to be a profound insight into my own struggles with ADHD. And Dr. Dodson came up with the perfect term, interest-based nervous system. So sometimes the solution to procrastination, it's not about the particular task. I know how to fold laundry. It's getting motivated and engaged. Once we're in action, once I'm in action, I can become the Energizer Bunny. When we are engaged, challenged, curious, or even making a bit of progress, we can keep going and going. It's so great to get on a roll. And then we use our creativity, our lateral thinking, our enthusiasm to make connections and get things done. We're on a roll and we just keep rolling. The challenge is getting ourselves engaged. Whereas for other people, the neurotypicals, the silent majority, well, they're not all that silent, they're quite noisy about things, they are compelled to take action if something is important. And it's important because it's urgent, timely, financially rewarding. Perhaps it's a necessary step towards their long-term goals. Whether or not something is interesting is not the issue. They finish the report, they brush their teeth twice a day, they floss, they cannot imagine arriving late for their own wedding because they lost track of time while they were downloading songs to play at the reception. They have what's called an importance-based nervous system, and they're better able to plan ahead, to consider the long-term consequences. If I don't do this book report, I won't graduate and I can't pursue my dreams. Or they're motivated by long-term rewards. I'd love to have this bicycle, but I want to retire early, I'm saving my money. We buy the bicycle. When you have ADHD, that kind of discipline seems like magic or voodoo. Now don't get me wrong, we all wish we had our taxes done early. We have a vague sense that it might really actually feel good, and we had told ourselves 1,000 times we were going to do it, but there's a Lord of the Ring marathon in town all this weekend and everybody's going. You can guess what we choose, but sadly our pleasure at the movie marathon will be tinged with guilt over our unfinished taxes. Now, I used to curse myself over my inability to do things. Now, I've learned to accept this is how my mind works, and I spend my mental energy, or some of my mental energy, coming up with ways to make something that's boring more interesting, more engaging, more intriguing. Because when it's interesting, like I say, I can be unstoppable. If there is a routine chore that you dread, can you find a way, an angle, to make it challenging or more interesting, or even make it more challenging? I have had great success with this tactic. I take a small challenge and expand it into a bigger one. I have to go in the kitchen and whip up the blob of jam on the counter. I'll do it later. Can I get the kitchen looking spotless in under 7 minutes? Yeah. Start now. And if you found this video interesting and intriguing, do like, share, comment, and be sure to subscribe to my Friday Funnies. And to really make a difference, become a patron through Patreon. For a few dollars a month, you get previews of all the new videos, access to the patron chat, patron-only chat, and exclusive patron-only videos. And you'll ensure I'm able to make more videos for you and for everyone who is struggling with ADHD. I'm Rick Green. Thanks.